job.
You got the job, buddy.
Doing the job.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Doing the job.
Just say something, you idiot.
Doing the Joe podcast.
It's gotta be special.
I like it.
Doing the job.
Great job.
This show is so stupid. He's stupid. He's so stupid.
I know how to do the job. Shut the f*** up.
Hate this job.
Doing the job.
Doing the job.
Doing the job.
This is doing the job.
Arriba de la hora. Veniendo a ti.
It's not the top of the hour. We are definitely not coming at you.
Well, if they start the podcast at like the top of an hour, it's the top of the hour.
It's the top of the hour of the time. This is the beginning from this moment. This moment right now is the genesis of McGillicuddy.
Remember
Do you remember
McGillicuddy?
No, but do you remember that promo?
Of course I do.
That's. I watched that again the other day. Just, I don't know how I got to that. I was just in fucking random wrestling land.
You went down a YouTube rabbit hole, didn't you?
I went down the rabbit hole and I was just wow. No, actually, I think I was watching OSW review and I forgot what they were reviewing and they just cut to that. And they were just like, wow, remember how terrible that was?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, lads. I remember.
Well, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just surviving.
Okay.
I'm barely alive right now.
You know who's not just surviving?
No, yeah.
There's our senior analyst of analyzation, Sean Michael Spurge.
Oh, crap. I went to go unmute myself, but I was already unmuted.
Oh.
That was weird.
It's a good thing you didn't say anything incriminating. Like that episode of, what was it, Tim the Toolman Taylor? What, Tool Time?
Old Home Improvement.
Yeah, no, like the show within the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's the episode where he's in a soundproof booth, but we could hear everything he says, and he thinks it's soundproof, and he starts saying things like, I should be the host of this show.
Oh, you mean like Al Borland?
Yeah, Al
said that
Borland.
shit?
Remember Al Borland? Like, he was a thing.
I know, it said his name. I know, it said the whole name, his whole government.
But, like, that's it. Like, that's not a thing anymore. It's kind of sad.
I mean, the show is whatever, you know. It's kind of ridiculous.
I miss that show.
So 90s. Like, so unbelievably, unbearingly, like, cringeworthy.
Oh, just the cast. Like, Jonathan Taylor Thomas is on that show. It's like 90s.
But that's what the charm is all about if you watch it now. It's charming in its own way.
Yeah. No, I understand.
I thought you were going to go with more of the Krusty the Clown when he was like, these little SOBs. Remember that one? When he was called
Yes.
SOBs.
Of course I do.
Little SOBs.
We were there.
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to do the show, man. I had overtime this morning. I wasn't going to do the show. I slept for like barely 4 hours. But there was no way on God's green earth I wasn't going to be able to talk about the greatest segment I ever seen in my life.
Well, before we get
so you're really marking hard for this. So
I mean, it was a
you wanna break
really
this down?
good segment.
It was so good. I mean, like, so bad, but so good, and so ridiculous, but so amazing. It's just everything. It's my new religion. I'm just going to start a religion.
Which, by the way,
Braun Strowman is your new religion.
by the way, we can see now live that you have a Roman Reigns fist behind you, right?
Yeah, back there.
He loves to get fisted by Roman Reigns.
Okay, you know what I have on my desk right now? I don't know if I mentioned on the show last week. I went to Hogan's Beach Shop, and I got this,
yes.
I have an original bandana of this from the 80s or the 90s of the original of this, but I got this new one now, so I can. It's a little bit more.
Oh wow!
I need to fix my laptop, the screen, because like when I broke the screen, it broke the webcam, and I'm just like I'm a ghost.
By fix your laptop, do you mean just get a new laptop?
No, like I could just fix the screen, like the whole like top portion. I can fix that.
Yeah, and also now that we're on cam here. By the way, we're streaming live on Facebook right now. We're piloting this new initiative here, so we could actually see. You could see us, and we could see your comments and even respond.
Oh,
to
look,
them.
there's my name. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's Dennis.
For some reason, Sean and Michael Spurge keep shrinking. Unless he talks.
There's certain shrinkage right
there.
there.
You got to stay relevant, or else you go away. I have this little squeezy Undertaker. And you can squeeze.
What do I gotta do?
When you don't talk for too long, you shrink down to nothingness.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah,
so
That's usually.
So you got to stay part of this conversation. This conversation, of course, is the Doing the Job Wrestling podcast, and we do the job every week. We talk about pro wrestling. We talk about Lana Del Rey, who's got a new album coming out called Lust for Life.
No, we don't talk about.
We
Lana
do.
Del Rey.
We always find a way to
when
talk
does
about.
that come out?
I don't know yet.
don't.
She posted the album cover on Instagram today, and I marked hard because let me tell you, I love that girl.
Nice. Our girl Michelle Branch came out with a new album.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, I didn't get
Remember-
to hear it yet. I'm
remember-
gonna download it. It's on Amazon.
Remember in the Bronx Tale when
Yeah, I have the movie on DVD.
Robert De Niro. I mean, it's your favorite movie. I know that.
Yeah.
Or you think it's the greatest movie?
It's my second favorite movie of all time.
Right. What's the number one? Like No
Ter-
Holds Barred?
Terminator. Terminator is the best movie of all time.
The first Terminator.
The first Terminator is first of all, look it up on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got 100%. This is
I mean, yeah.
yeah, it's an elite class of its own movie. But go on.
I'd say the second one is better.
No, see, I used to think
Only
that.
because there is no horrid sex scene in the second movie.
But that's what there's a love story that makes it better, and it's not like a boy and his robot. It's two adults doing adult things.
Right, but you did. Oh man, the stream is behind. Like you were talking, and I saw you like sipping while you were talking. So no, it really is pertinent to the story because the whole point is that he does come back and then impregnate Sarah Connor and create John Connor, which is like a time loop thing. So
Okay.
One of our jobbers, Mike Johnson, believes that T2 is better. Just so we're.
Oh yeah, well there you go. See, I said, I'll do the gimmick, and then like I put my phone down like Matt tells me to, and then
Yeah, I know. Now I have an excuse tonight to keep my phone in my hand, so you can't do
All
the
right.
put your phone down gimmick tonight.
All right, so you keep your phone in your hand. Then I see you there, Sean, with that phone in your hand.
I can't wait till we get Denny a webcam, and I can see every time he's on his phone.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, this
all right.
actually, this
I'm
whole
going-
thing
you know
is
what?
really just a ploy for us to monitor Denny on the show. That's really all it's for. It's not even for the fans or
I
anything
shall
like
not
that.
be monitored. I'm a grown man.
And being
grown-ass
and
man.
being that I have the actual soundboard on my phone, and I need to use my phone, and I still am not looking at my phone through most of the show, that should tell you something.
And I'm not gonna look at this fucking stream anymore because it's behind and it's just freaking me. I'm freaking out
It's
over here.
freaking him out that it's delayed.
I am freaking out.
So guys,
Freaking out, man.
um,
No, wait. I didn't even finish my joke. I said, you know how, like, in De Niro in Bronx Tale told Cologito, he was just like, he's like, or no, Sonny told him, it was like, yeah, Mickey Mantle, he ain't gonna pay your bills, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey, she's not paying your fucking bills.
How do you
Why-
know?
Why, you put so much stock in
how
her,
do
like,
you know what my relationship with Lana Del Rey is? She might be funneling me money, and that's maybe why I'm such a big advocate of hers.
Look, she's not Vince McMahon. You're not Paul Heyman.
You don't
She is
know.
not
You
keeping you afloat.
you cannot prove that.
What do you mean? All right, I'm not
You
gonna
can't prove
entertain
it.
Prove that Lana Del Rey didn't send me a check for $438.66 last week.
That is it's such an arbitrary number that I know you just made that up on
That's
the fly.
not. No, it's aren't a lot of
Well,
payments.
it's so arbitrary that it has to be true.
Yes.
No, that's
Services rendered, brother.
What services? You wish she serviced you.
Who said she serviced me, brother?
Oh Jesus, brother. It's
All right,
Any-
brother.
It's awful gimmick. It's
Anyway.
awful gimmick.
Anyway, so speaking of service, bad segue. They shook things up a bit this week, and
It's terrible.
we got the answer to how they were shaking things up and doing like a quasi draft or shake up, as they called it, which was
It was like a straight up draft.
if you walk out on the show, you're now on the show.
See, here's the thing that I'm a little upset with. So when they said, I read the rules to this scenario, and it was that the GMs or whatever were going to be able to make trades, wheel and deal, and you know what I mean, shoot the shit for people. And I thought we were going to see segments of the wheeling and dealing, and it was just guys showing up, which it was. We might as well have had the Mortal Kombat fucking ticker thing. It was just basically the same thing, but just without that Mortal Kombat thing. So I guess it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a nice surprise to have people just come out as opposed to just like do the random select Mortal Kombat thing. But
Well, I mean, wouldn't you guys have liked to have seen them like Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle making actual trades like on the stage or
I
something like that?
definitely
or-
would have,
And
especially.
then you would have really. I mean, it's weird because it kind of would have broke kayfabe in the sense that you really would have got a sense of people's value, like how the company deems.
I
them.
suppose
Like,
that's true, but
basically, I think
Demonstrate
only
value.
trade. Like you could see the straight value trade of like Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, or you could see the straight value trade of kayfabe wise of Charlotte and Tamina for Alexa and Mickey James. Like so, you can kind of like from a sports type thing, you can kind of see the breakdown there. But I would have liked to have seen the overall trades that they did.
But the
I thought
thing
that
was, on Talking Smack after that, they basically indicated that it was the general manager and commissioner that ultimately made these decisions.
It was, yeah. I just wanted to see what the actual value was. Like on Raw, we saw a backstage segment with Kurt Angle saying that he was getting a lot of interest for Sami Zayn from SmackDown. I would have liked to have seen what the trade actually was.
Mhm.
I mean, I know at the end of the day it doesn't really matter to their story, but it would have been cool.
I guess it's fine this way. I mean, it just kind of like simplified it and cut out a lot of bullshit, I guess. Do you want the full results? I have it right here.
Yeah. I mean, I too have it up, but you could read it.
So two Monday Night Raw, they received The Miz and Maurice, the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, Apollo Crews, Kalisto, Slater and Rhino, Kurt Hawkins. Right. And on the SmackDown.
Wait. So let's stop and talk about Raw for a second. All right. So we got a little bit of nice crossover, a little bit of good introduction. Obviously, we're going to see. I'm guessing this is obvious. We're going to see Kalisto in 205 Live pretty soon, right?
I guess so. Yeah, probably was the reason. And they just straight swapped him with Sin Cara, which I don't know why they can't be on the same fucking show or both in the cruiserweight division.
You can't have two masks on the same show. That's too many masks.
Is Sin Cara technically a cruiserweight?
Too many masks. Is Sin Cara what?
Is Sin Cara a cruiserweight?
Is he a cruiserweight?
I asked you first.
They popped him into one or two cruiserweight matches since they started the cruiserweight division.
There you go. He is a cruiserweight officially.
So to them, he's a cruiserweight.
I want to look this up. I want to see what the man is billed as.
All right. So they, I think in this scenario, well, we have Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, so that's going to change up the women's division over there, which they desperately needed that on Raw.
I'm reading Sean's comments in the chat, by the way. He's calling everybody dicks because they're saying Eve is gone. I too miss Eva.
I wish Eva Marie was in the cruiserweight.
Nah, I mean, fuck that.
I think her titties weigh more than 205 pounds. Not for nothing. Was that sexist?
No. Titty.
Oh, okay, good.
No,
making sure.
There's nothing sexist about that.
All right, good.
What were you saying?
You didn't say her titties was all she's good for. You just said that they were so large.
They're definitely not all she's good for. I've long been an advocate for Eva Marie.
All right, Sin Cara is billed at 180 pounds.
Wow, so he easily is a cruiserweight.
He fits the bill.
Although wait, the other Sin Cara is 205 pounds. So this is, I guess 205 is the limit. Like, can you imagine?
Well,
like,
you gotta Hunico.
Can you imagine being on the cusp? Like, you walk out, like, and you're just like, oh, you're cruiserweight. And he like takes like a bite of something, and it's like up heavyweight.
They should do so years ago, they did the whole thing with Christian and like the chicken costume and everything. Him trying to shed the weight to get down to the cruiserweight. They should do like the reverse type of angle with somebody, where it's like somebody's gaining weight really fast
to be a
and
heavyweight.
He's trying to like.
Wait, they actually do you remember?
He's always just not making the cut.
Well, do you guys remember? Denny, I don't know if you'll remember this because you hate Disco Inferno, but they did a bit with him in WCW years ago where he was trying really hard to cut weight so that he could be in the cruiserweight division. He was spending. I think he had like a cruiserweight title match, and he was spending the entire Monday Nitro like running on a treadmill trying to get light enough so that he could compete for the title.
I'm sure that wasn't his idea.
It was great though. It was actually sort of compelling.
Oh, okay, sort of compelling for once. All right, so
Sean, you're disturbing Daniel with lounging on your bed with a giant fist in the background.
Yeah, I'm looking for a fist emoji, but I gave up.
All right, so
yes.
All right. Let me just say who went to SmackDown because then we can really compare like the actual trades here.
All right.
So they completely switched Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose for the IC in the US. So Kevin Owens.
This was once Ambrose came over. This was obvious, right?
Although it wasn't, and I'll tell you why. Because they technically have matches, or at least Dean Ambrose I think has a match with Baron Corbin. Or at least that they kind of made it. Sort of indicated that they both still have matches with people on the other brands, and they could.
No. You're definitely no. Dean Ambrose doesn't have any. Kevin Owens has the match.
Owens has the match with Jericho.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dean Ambrose
is done with Baron Corbin.
They're just done.
In fact, Corbin even said on SmackDown. Too,
okay. I wasn't sure. All right, because then but then that presented the possibility that there could be some show swapping. Then the titles would go back wherever they need to go, but. Yeah, it's kind of seemed like the writing was on the wall. So, okay, that happened. And then Kevin Owens clean shaven, by the way, in a suit. The blue tie.
That was weird.
Totally different gimmick. He's a Montreal Canadian now. He's facing the Rangers all of a sudden. Like, he came out there with the whole, I'm the face of the United States, and I'm Canadian, so I'm better than you. And
so is he the Kevin Owens version of, like, 08 Jericho right now? I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm Winnipeg, you idiot.
So, so the rest was Charlotte Flair, The New Day, who didn't show up yet, because Kobe's injured. Rusev, Lana, Sami Zayn, Shining Stars, Sin Cara, Jinder, Tamina.
All right, so tell me if you had the same train of thought I did.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens walks out, and I went, geez, it is about time they split him up from Sami Zayn, because they really should keep these guys apart for the foreseeable future. And then
You knew Sami was going.
2 minutes later, Sami
Yeah.
Zayn walks out.
Yeah.
The second that they said that he was generating interest from SmackDown on Raw, like it was like, okay, that's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
that
but
Sami
here's
Zayn
it.
is going to be-
I thought Sami Zayn would probably be going to SmackDown, but then when Kevin Owens walked out, I said, okay, they took Owens instead. Good swerve. And then Sami Zayn came out. So they're just going to fight forever, like the chant. But
Well, I mean, SmackDown, to me, I feel like from a viewer standpoint, SmackDown kind of fleeced Raw. In the fact that they dumped a lot of dead weight, and they gained Owens, they gained Sami Zayn, and now now they have Nakamura, like from a wrestling standpoint, Nakamura, Zayn,
right.
Styles,
And a
Owens.
collective sigh of relief that they did not lose AJ Styles.
Yeah, and that was the thing that too. If you read the sheets and all the reports, we had a buy or sell last week based on it, and you guys both bought AJ Styles. That AJ Styles was going to Raw for sure.
I didn't buy that.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
I don't think I bought that.
Well, I thought you did. Okay, in any event, but AJ, the clock kept ticking on Raw, and AJ Styles just never came out. So that was pretty awesome.
I'd say it was pretty even, except I think they got Raw got an extra like former champion or like main event level ish guy in Bray, where it's like, I know, but that's a separate conversation. But I would say it's like where like they got like, all right, Dean and Miz. I mean, Miz is not really like main event level Dean and Bray, right? Like they're former champions and can be main event, and I think SmackDown got Owens is the only like main eventer really that they got out of that.
Charlotte.
Not to say that I'm just talking men's here right now. I'm just talking men's.
No, that's sexist.
No, it's not sexist. I'm talking men's division.
You're like, main eventers, Charlotte, men only.
All right, WWE world title. Is that okay for you, Mr. Fucking social justice warrior?
I'm just saying, man. Women.
You know what I mean, all right? The main event of the women's division, it's a separate thing. You know what I'm talking about here.
I'm just saying main eventers, that's all. 2017. Shouldn't separate them.
Fuck you.
Let's break. What was good about what Raw got?
About what Raw got?
Well, they got Alexa Bliss,
Yeah.
which I like.
From Raw's perspective.
They got Alexa Bliss.
They changed up the women's division got shaken up, which they needed desperately.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Agreed.
I like the tag team shakeup.
What I mean, like they got Heath Slater and Rhino, and they gave up the New Day, so it's kind of SmackDown made out there, but it still mixes things up a little bit.
I feel like SmackDown got the better exchange on that one, actually. Now that I think about it, but
That's what I just said. Yeah,
And they even started to do something with the Shining Stars. It didn't seem like they have the travel gimmick now.
now Sean,
no,
what,
yeah, and they did not call them the Shining Stars. They
Right,
just
they
said
just said-
Primo and Epico.
Exactly.
So they dropped that stupid fucking travel agent gimmick.
yeah, that wasn't
which was
working.
awful.
Now, Sean, what do you think of this? The Shield is all on the same show now, and they're just not
They're all
the Shield.
babyface.
Yeah,
They're all babyface and all on Raw, so it's very eyebrow raising.
The intriguery there, yeah. Like you wouldn't believe that at this point in their career that the Shield will be getting back together anytime soon. I think that maybe that's just kind of a coincidence.
But they can have a match, like it's there.
But
you
they
know?
can have a match, and I think it would be. See, here's what I would like to see. I think what would be very interesting now is that we've seen a lot of Rollins versus Ambrose from one perspective. Rollins as a heel and Ambrose as a face. I think that Dean Ambrose has done all he could possibly do during this run as a babyface. And it's been a while now. He's needed to turn over.
so you think a heel turn's coming like any minute?
Rollins, is a freshly minted babyface in the last several months, and especially now that he's like all 100% with the fans. I think this is the point where Ambrose needs to actually turn heel. Forget the Shield thing for a while.
Hang on, wait. I'm going to segue Denny's topic into this and say the only wrench in this gear is that Roman Reigns is probably going to be out for 6 to 8 years after the beating pizza.
Yo, all right. So this is fucking. Do you want to talk about this?
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
What was it?
I'm really gonna have to rack my brain or really do the research. Maybe I'll do it tonight at work if I don't freaking sleep through my shift tonight. But As it stands right now, this is my absolute favorite segment on Raw I've ever seen in my life.
So I've been thinking you've been speaking in hyperbole here, but like this,
Oh,
in
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
all your years of watching wrestling, like, this is your number one.
This is up there.
segment.
Dude, I mean, it's top 5, maybe top 3, if I really had to think about it. Like,
Wow.
I'm sure there's some, like,
Wow.
more emotional moments or some more, like, awesome, like, wow, that's wrestling right there. Like, that's awesome fucking moment. You know, like, damn, wait, no. Mankind taking off his mask and turning the Cactus Jack against Triple H. That was SmackDown, right?
No,
I mean, that's my favorite moment on like WWF, WWE TV.
Yeah,
period.
I can't remember if that was SmackDown or Raw now.
No, that was I think that was SmackDown. That was SmackDown.
I think you're right. I think it was SmackDown.
That was SmackDown. That's my favorite moment of television, like, period. I mean, This Is Your Life again, Foley. That's up there for Raw. I mean, that's the highest rated Raw segment of all time. Period.
Mm-hmm.
No debating.
The 9.5.
This right now, it's just all right. Like I was saying in the chat. So you'd agree that like a typical heel beating down a babyface backstage would have ended like he gave him like the Beal over the table, and then like hit him with the fucking rolling the cart gimmick on wheels, right? Smash his face, like, oh shit, there's your little all right, you know, maybe he's hurt for a week or he's out for a week or something, and then he comes back for revenge. Like that would typically be enough right there, right? Oh my god, it did not end there.
And the best part was it was almost like a horror movie. But did you ever see the movie Club Dread?
You know, I haven't seen that one, although I've seen all those guys' stuff.
Yeah, and it was the bad guy at the end, the villain. He just won't die, and they keep. I think they end up cutting off his legs, and he still like sits up and keeps crumbing. And at some point, the main character just says like, "Oh, come on." And it was kind of like that. Like he just kept coming back and was like, "I'm not done yet." And it was like, "This is still
like." It kept like teetering back and forth between like fucking brutal, like shocking and scary to like absolutely hilarious. Like I was losing my fucking mind. See, let me just take you through as I'm watching it. So I'm watching it at work on my phone, and I'm showing my partner like, because when they came out with the stretcher, I was like, oh, look at these fucking, here we go with the fake EMTs. Like, let's see what kind of shitty job they do. You know, I'm always critiquing that shit, right? Obviously, being an EMT.
Anytime I see EMTs on WWE television, I always know that Denny is right there watching.
Like Denny's got something to say about
He's
this.
taking notes, like.
I'm scrutinizing every move they do, and I'm like, because first of all, they strapped him in there all fucking fucked up. Anyway, they always do that shit, and they always just do it fucked up. So I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, look at these shoddy guys. So I'm showing them, like, you know, I'm thinking it's over. That's it. They're just gonna wheel him out of there. He comes back, and now they definitely like switched it out for something that was, and Matt's favorite phrase, pre-recorded.
Yeah.
For something recorded.
Which was obvious. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was
okay,
obvious,
yeah.
and it wasn't.
Well, actually, no. You know what? They didn't swap it out because that whole segment was like, as soon as they were like, Michael Cole is going to talk to Roman Reigns in the back somewhere, it's like, okay, this is not happening right now, clearly. And then,
yeah, but there was a moment where they definitely cut.
Well, they had to cut. They had to cut because they had to replace Roman Reigns with like a mannequin of
Right.
Roman Reigns.
Well, there were quite a few moments in this segment that they had to cut.
They might have done this whole thing in
With a
multiple
shot.
takes. Yeah.
You could see the blip. Yeah, you could see the blip on the screen where like it like kind of cut, like they just had like a little effect in there.
Yeah, they had like the static or like the disruption
Right.
of the yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
the
fucking Braun Strowman, he just fucking. It reminded me of, remember when the Big Show had Ray was
Yes.
secured to a backboard.
And he hit him with like a
he
baseball
hit him
bat and then just dropped him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
swung him like a bat and it just fell. So he flings him off a loading dock.
My gosh.
And I'm laughing. I was just like, I didn't expect that. I'm showing my partner who doesn't know wrestling from, you know, he doesn't know a wrist wash from a wrist lock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just flings him off the fucking loading dock where he just goes like body face first onto the ground. And it was hilarious. And he just walks away like a badass. I'm like, okay, he beat him up. You thought it was over. He came back and laid the exclamation point and walked away. I was like, wow, that was great. Awesome right there. They come back from commercial, whatever it is. They're loading him into the ambulance, and it's, you know, he's in the ambulance fully on the stretcher, and they're about to like maybe close the doors and pull away. I'm not through with you yet. And the fucking pop of the night, and I don't know if they wanted this to be like scary, brutal, whatever, but The place cheered, roared like it was one of the biggest pops I've ever fucking heard. And it was hilarious. Just, I'm not done with you. And he's just punching the shit out in the back of the ambulance. I don't know. Like, is that not comical?
No, it was. At that point, it was comical. You ever seen the movie Screwed?
No.
Dave Chappelle and Norm Macdonald? And there's a point in the movie where Norm Macdonald calls this old lady he's trying to blackmail, and he does this criminal voice, and he talks like this. And he basically threatens her and tells her something, and then she hangs up her phone, but he's like, we don't see it, but he stays on the phone, and then she picks up the phone and dials 911, and she says, like, 911, I gotta report something, and he goes, I'm still here, and she, like, gets spooked. It was, like, the same feeling. It was like, I'm still here.
Oh, my God. This would have been, like, if this was a scene out of a comedy, I would have been like, this is a great movie, I need to see that movie. Like, this should have been a trailer for a movie.
Yeah. And then, he proceeds
punches-
to get out of the ambulance and deadlift the whole thing and knock the whole thing over.
Yeah, he picks up the whole. He flips the whole entire bus. It was fucking great. And then you'd think like they just cut and be like, all right, we're just gonna handle the situation. They cut back to it and they show him dragging Roman's fucking like lifeless body out of the sideways ambulance, and they put him in another like little small ambulance. I'm just like, what are they gonna do? This one's gonna pull out and Roman's just gonna be standing in the way, and he was gonna like throw like a Molotov cocktail at it. Like what the fuck? They should have just.
They could have just kept doing it. Like he could have got pulled over by like the ambulance could have like I don't know got stopped at a traffic stop, and then they just pull him out of the. I just could have kept doing it. He gets to the hospital and the triage nurse is Braun Strowman with like
the final. I really thought the final ambulance when they shut the door that they were gonna do that like that old school like on where to, Stephanie? I thought they were gonna do that. That where to, Roman and Strowman is driving the ambulance. I swear I thought that was happening.
They get to the hospital, like the doctor pulls the mask down. It's like, I'm not through with you yet. It's just beating the shit out of him in the ER. Everybody's running around going crazy.
And you know what? The crowd was the drizzling shits, but they did do a.
It was Long Island.
They did do a "You Deserve It" chant though during this segment, and that was
a little harsh. That was like, oh my god.
I thought it was
great. You deserve it to him getting just destroyed and decimated.
You know what? It was a better use of "You Deserve It" than fucking someone you like won the title. You deserve it. No, everyone fucking deserves it.
Yeah, it was funny, but like, holy crap, that was kind of cruel.
So Sean, how do you feel, man? You doing all right?
I'm hurting vicariously through Roman. No, I like the segment. I thought it was funny too. I don't think I liked it as much as you did. Obviously.
It just like, I was surprised. Like, usually this shit's predictable, and I did not think it would go this far. And it was just hilarious. And the pop he got, and he's such a badass about it. Like, it was fucking wonderful. Like, everything
and the ironic thing, too, is that that's what Roman Reigns should be.
That's what Roman Reigns should do, yeah. Like, he should have had this heel turn and maybe done something like that.
Right.
As usual, congratulations to WWE for making the guy that's supposed to be the biggest heel on the product right now the biggest babyface on the product. Way to go.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. He got such a cheer for this.
And it's amazing, too. Like, I like to believe that my track record on predicting stuff is usually pretty accurate, and I was way off here. Because when I'm watching this segment, I'm thinking to myself two things. I'm thinking that the audience, not the live audience, but people at home are going to be thinking two things. That one, like, oh, look at that, they're trying to get sympathy for Roman Reigns again. And two, I felt like people were going to think that this segment went on way too long. And the reaction that this segment has gotten, Denny, you case in point, is way off from what I thought it was going to get.
I think Denny could have watched this for the whole 3 hours and 15 minutes.
I wish Raw was just this segment.
Dan Malik on Facebook Live says Strowman is still randomly attacking Roman every few minutes. It just hasn't been televised, which I think he's right.
Some say he's still attacking him right now.
If they just made like a final deletion video of just Roman murdering, Strowman just murdering Roman, that would be great. I think this was the only really good thing on Raw. I thought Raw like sucked otherwise, but. Except for the Rollins thing, which we'll talk about, which was thank God.
Before I even started to watch Raw, like with the whole Superstar shakeup, I was kind of hoping that Rollins would get drafted to SmackDown. Well, not drafted, but traded to SmackDown.
Well, you know what? Last week I said that I hate how I said I hope at least the next week after they got I guess they wanted the attention on Balor's return last week, and that's fine. But he did what he should have did last week, but it's fine that it still happened. He actually came out and got himself over, like, We did it. I did it. We did it. We beat fucking the king. We slayed the king. We beat Triple H. And fuck Stephanie. And I know she's gonna make my life a living hell if I stay on Raw, but I don't give a shit. You know, she can go fuck herself. I mean,
This just in: Seth Rollins suspended for use of horrible language on the network show.
Yeah, I mean, but this is what I heard. This is what it sounded like to me. And this is what he needed to do, get himself over, where it's like, no, I beat those assholes, and, you know, fuck them. I don't care what they do to me, you know, and that's what you need to do when it comes to Triple H and Stephanie, you know?
Right.
Don't shy away from it.
You know, it was good. Good stuff.
Yep, I agree. I liked it.
And the segment was just Kurt Angle coming out and saying, yeah, buddy, don't worry, you're staying here, buddy. It's all good, bud.
Don't worry, buddy.
So, is this foreshadowing for... it would be totally contrived, but that Kurt Angle turns heel and now he fucks with Seth Rollins.
No.
Oh God, no.
Yeah,
No. Stop it.
I think we need to just how good has SmackDown been over this last year? Every single fucking wrestling fan that I know has been praising it over Raw. Raw's been the fucking drizzling shits. SmackDown's been great, and guess what? They don't have a fucking heel general manager or heel authority over there.
Yeah, they don't have anybody interfering with what's going on.
You don't need it to tell a story because all it does is when it was Vince, he got his comeuppance all the time. He had egg on his face all the fucking time. He was never afraid to look vulnerable or ridiculous, and it worked because there was this back and forth. There was this give and take. You know, it was the tug of war. It was with him and Austin. You know. And you just don't get that with them, where there's just like Berry. Okay, at WrestleMania, you get your victory, kid. You know, and then
Yeah, I mean,
it's Berry.
We've talked about that to death on this show. Is that you know Stephanie and Triple H never get their comeuppance and the whole thing, and that's exactly what you're saying is exactly true.
And even when they did,
never
it's like by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Stephanie, it's always the whoopsie for the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
Whoops-a-daisy. But you don't need that shit to tell a story. Like, they're doing it, it's fine over there on SmackDown.
Right.
They tell stories, main event stories without it. So I wouldn't want that out of Kurt Angle.
They do. So what do you think out of SmackDown?
I thought SmackDown. I loved Shane McMahon. I love Shane McMahon going, oh, you know, we got a second generation daughter of a Hall of Famer, blah, blah. And then it's Tamina, and they're like, oh, are you expecting someone else? Well, she's here too. Right.
I was wondering where Tamina's been. She was hurt or something, right?
I actually saw her at a house show like a month or two ago. She hasn't been. Well, I guess because they gotta. I mean, obviously they're gonna. At some point, they're gonna have to dream book, and I use air quotes when I say that. Her and Nia Jax, because they're like
Nia Jax,
huh?
Who's carrying that match?
Yeah, right.
Nia Jax, by the way, on Raw, just further fucking cementing my claim that she is total garbage.
Yeah, I mean,
Also murdering fucking Charlotte, which how she is the crown jewel of the fucking women in this company. All right, she's the best women's wrestler in the company, if not probably going to be all time by the time her career is done.
Right.
Yeah, I generally defend Nia Jax, but there's no defending what happened on Raw. Like
that was Bush League.
A couple times it wasn't Bush League because she didn't intentionally do it. She just wasn't good at what she was doing.
Well, that's why it's Bush League. Yeah, like Bush Leaguers don't go out there and try to kill anybody like on purpose.
They're not trying.
At least I don't think so.
Anybody. She wasn't trying, but Bush Leaguers are not good at what they do, and she.
Yeah, but you generally hear the term Bush League for something that somebody does that's of ill intent.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's usually how it goes.
I didn't know that.
Bush League to me was always just like
I just learned something.
Like
yeah, that's how it kind of started. But now you really hear that phrase just like if somebody like Chase Utley does a take outside to like try to murder a person at second base. That's Bush League. That's a Bush League.
You're talking it in baseball terms, you know. I'm looking at it as like second-rate shit, you know. Like WCW was always Bush League compared to WWF in my eyes.
Well, they did try to put WWF out of
Bush League
business.
outside of sports though.
I say Bush League all the time.
We should talk about this for the next hour and a half.
The name of the show should be Bush League.
Bush League.
Doing the job is Bush League.
Bush League. It could be like a sport where it's about vaginas.
What do you suppose Sean's looking at right now?
It's the Bush League.
Yeah, it's exactly
I don't know.
what I was thinking.
Leagues of Bush.
Leagues of Bush. But SmackDown was better because I think SmackDown had a phenomenal, if you will, main event.
We had two really good matches, I thought, on SmackDown.
What was the other one?
slipping my mind right now. I just remember seeing a second match and being, this is a good match.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with it off the top of my head.
I don't remember all of SmackDown off the top of my head. The main event, that 3-way was really good.
Really good. I mean, you know,
I've been wanting to see Styles and Zayn for quite some time now. Oh, Alpha and the Usos.
Oh yeah, the Usos. Yeah, that's a good match.
You know what's funny?
To me, it's just so depressing on the reaction that American Alpha get, and I understand it because they haven't really been utilized correctly on SmackDown. But man, they were my favorite thing in NXT when they were down there. They were so good. And
you know what? It's funny.
I
thought about what a disservice this is, though. That it almost seems unfair that whoever is booking these shows can just go to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and just say, "Hey, could you guys go out there and have like a barn burner 15-minute match? We need something good.
We
here."
need them.
And they go like, "Okay." And like they do the same thing to American Alpha and the Usos. Like, "Hey, could you guys go out there and like tear the house down?" They go, "Yeah, sure." And it's like, it isn't even like, "Wow, you guys are so great. We can always depend on you. Like, you guys should be in the main event." It's just like, "All right, guys, go out there and do what you always do. Put on a great show."
I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that my favorite wrestling feud of all time is just like in WWE now to kind of like when they need a good match, they just trot them out there.
Right, they just look like, "You guys go out there and kill each other." And they go, "Okay."
Yeah, it has so much like history and meaning behind it, and definitely for me or anyone who's a fan of it. And it's kind of like you want to see them. It's like I don't know if it's good or bad. It's like I want to see them wrestle, but it's kind of like, damn, there's been so much like stuff behind their shit where it's kind of like you want it to mean something every time,
Yeah, you don't want it to be for no reason just because it has to main event a show or something like that.
Yeah, they need a match.
I was there when that feud started. I was there.
Yeah,
Take a drink.
I was there when it ended. So.
Where'd he go? He's all across the room now.
Danny?
I'm sorry, I had to get
Danny?
I was there when it ended, and I was there for every other New York show in between. I just wish I didn't have to work that night for the fucking Final Battle 09 where it started. Then I could say that I was there for every New York show in the feud. That was the first night, but that was damn.
And
But we were there for the end, and that was great.
Yeah.
So SmackDown was really good. Nakamura is like super over on the main roster without doing anything, which is nice.
Oh yes, this is the one thing I missed.
Just for being Nakamura.
So
yeah.
Dolph Ziggler came out and they actually had an on-air confrontation this week, but I missed it. What did they say?
Ziggler was going on about how there's a shakeup, but these Raw guys want to come over here and ride his coattails, and he is the backbone for all the shit he's done in SmackDown, yada yada, last year. Nakamura's music hit. He comes out. A long time of fans chanting this and that. He's like, Ziggler's like, "Who the fuck are you, buddy?"
Yeah, and Shinsuke goes to answer. He goes, "What is your name?" And Shinsuke goes to answer, and Ziggler goes, "It doesn't matter what your name is."
Yeah. And then Shinsuke went, "You jackass."
My style is kick. Remember?
So it was funny because on Talking Smack after this, Dolph Ziggler said something like, "I can't wait to get in the ring with him. Him and I probably could tear it up, and I'm excited to show everybody like what we could do." And then he went, except for last week, but that was a dark match.
You see.
He just said,
this is why I don't watch fucking Talking Smack, and this is why I don't like Talking Smack.
It was actually funny, and I had this. I was going to throw this into nuggets, but at some point he was talking about how Shinsuke he was in Japan and he came over here and he was down in Orlando, and he said now he's up here in New York, baby. And Renee chimed in and went, "We're in Boston, Massachusetts," and he went. Brian and Shane will understand that reference. He just like put her in her place, and Shane just like quietly said to Renee, "New York being what the WWE territory was called."
Right, he's talking about.
Ziggler was basically like, "You're a woman, you don't understand."
Well, that's not exactly how he put it, but he just
basically what he did.
But it's just funny because like I know that term, and she's not super younger than I am, and like she works for them. She should know that WWE is called New York within the industry.
She you can understand that.
And by the way, and as this was going to be another nugget, but right before going live tonight, I read what this was about. Kevin Owens came out on Talking Smack, and he immediately kind of started shooting the breeze with them, and he said to Renee, "Oh, and congratulations, by the way." And they all kind of clammed up, and he just was like, "Are we not talking about this?" And then they just kind of moved past it, and I was going to mention that and say, what the hell were they talking about? Turns out, she and Dean Ambrose are married now.
Yeah, look at that.
Right, that was the congratulations, but I guess they hadn't publicized it yet.
Well, I guess now it's official.
So she's now Renee Ambrose.
I don't like Talking Smack for all these reasons, And I was arguing with Jordan about it. And he was just saying like, "Oh, but it's canon, it's part of the show. There's all this storyline development in there," and it's like, I don't want to see the half shoot, like. You know what I mean? Don't say, "Oh, it's required viewing for SmackDown," because if it's a side thing, what?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
If it's a side thing where you could see them just shooting the breeze, fine. When you're telling me it's required part of SmackDown to see the storyline development, like you said, Ziggler came out, he was a heel, and he got in Nakamura's face. I don't want to see him then, right after the show, going, "Oh yeah, it's going to be nice when we go in there and tear it up." That's counterproductive to his character.
No, because he was healing it up while he was saying it too. I was just truncating it. Like he was saying, and he's like, the crowd probably wants to see him win, but I'm going to win.
Yeah, but that's, like I said, it's half shoot. It's half shoot. The shoot man, Dolph Ziggler, whatever the fuck his real name is, wants to I want to work with Nakamura. I want to tear it up. What? Yeah, Nick Nemeth, right? Yeah, Nick Nemeth. He, and then he's got to throw in "Oh, but yeah, I'm still in character." That's bullshit to me. You know what I mean? That's not the show. Like, do your character development on the fucking show. I don't want to see them half out of character, half shoot. That goes against what the fucking show is to me. You know what I mean?
See, you don't.
We never needed that shit in the past, and we don't need it now.
But the thing is, it's not required viewing for SmackDown. You don't need to watch Talking SmackDown.
Well, then, thank you.
Right.
It's a nice,
but
it's just a nice little aside.
It's like it's almost my favorite hour of the week or half hour of the week though in terms of wrestling programming.
Then go tell Jordan that it's not. No, it's fine on its own as a little thing to watch. My argument is that it's required because it's canon. It's canon to the show. It's like
you don't need to watch Talking SmackDown.
That being said, I don't know why the aggressive trying to not watch it.
Right, that's the thing is you don't need to watch Talking Smack, but you should actively go out of your way to watch it.
No, I don't want to.
It's entertaining.
To me, it's not part of the show.
I mean, we know you don't watch wrestling, but I guess
I do. I watch Raw and I watch NXT.
And to Mike Johnson's point in our Facebook Live, I was thinking this too. It does suck for the fact that The Miz is not going to be on Talking Smack anymore.
And and Mike, they mentioned Dean going to Raw, and she kind of just went "Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but whatever." She kind of just
WWE notoriously breaks couples up.
I know,
almost to do it on purpose.
Vince was like, "Oh, you're married? Well, now you're split up."
Like they got Lana and Rusev together, and I don't know who.
Which, by the way, did Lana just jack Fandango's old gimmick?
She got a promo where she is. I don't know. Well, she is a ballerina, legitimately.
I know, but they just she's supposed to be the evil Russian who hates America, and all of a sudden they just show her dancing, and she's like "Lan na do 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 do," and it's that was weird.
I don't know, man. I don't know if she's gonna be wrestling. That's a gimmick, or I don't know. We'll have to just see. Although in the sheet it says that she said she felt sexually violated by the TSA. I don't know where this is coming from.
I get sexually violated by a TSA. I like to be a jerk when I.
Oh God!
I refuse to get in those scan machines, and
I want to refuse, but I'm just too lazy to call.
Literally every
walkthrough or
the ones that you have to put your hands up and it just
you shouldn't have to go through that shit. That's bullshit. That's way too invasive. You don't need to.
I'll tell you why. Because I fucking hate the TSA because they're useless pieces of shit. They've never once been like, "Oh, we found a bomb in this guy's bag. Good thing we're here." And I'm just like, you know what? You're gonna fucking rub my back and touch my balls if you're gonna make me wait in line for an extra 30 minutes when all I want to do is get on a fucking plane. And
so you actually go out and refuse to go through it?
I say you call it opt out. I go opting out. They got to get somebody. They got to put on gloves. They got to rub your tits and your ass, and they got to
rub straight. I got my dick rubbed.
Yeah, they got.
Hold on a second. So I understand your views on not liking the TSA, but to me that's super ass backwards to be like, I don't want you to be invasive and look at me through the X-ray machine. Here, rub my dick.
Sean, they don't need to look at you down to the fucking. First of all, they don't need to put X-rays.
Who cares? What are you gonna see?
They don't need to put X-rays on my fucking testicles. All right, man.
And you know what? Listen. In the early goings, when they first put these machines out there, the images that they were taking somehow were leaking out, and people were able to get them, and they were able to see very, very detailed pictures of civilians that they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's just it's the principle. That's bullshit. And I don't want my fucking nuts being fried.
Yeah, that they give you, and they probably give you cancer.
Check my fucking shoes for bombs, pat me down that I don't have any weapons, and fucking let me through the goddamn
right.
gate.
So you know what? You're gonna make me wait. You're gonna torture me. You're touching my balls. Go to hell. And
so, Sean,
and and they love when they go. We could do this in private, or we could do it if you want. We could do it here. I'm like, do it here. Touch my balls in front of everybody in this airport.
So, guys, when I was leaving Orlando, right?
Which horrible airport.
That airport is fucking podunk piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guys were nice. Like he saw my wild hair and he's like, "Oh, where you guys coming from?" And we were telling him about it. And we were talking wrestling and stuff like that. And so they scan my bag, and they like my backpack, and it's got a bunch of stuff like my camera, my Vita, and like a bunch of other shit in there. And they were like, "Oh, your bag got flagged. We have to like do the now they have to. Not only did I go through the fucking X-ray, now they got to do the whole gimmick. They got to take everything out of my fucking bag. They got to pat me down, do the whole shit.
Jesus.
Here they drag out. Here comes little sweetie boy, who's like, okay, I'm gonna check you on this, and I'm gonna use my backhand. He was definitely gay. Like I mean, I don't care, right? You know, but it was just an added funny, moment to the thing.
Sure.
So he's legit like up and down my leg, and he's using the backside of his hand on my crotch, but it's like. He's really digging in there, you know what I mean? Like yes, that's my dick, I can't really hide much there. It's my penis, But the guy was giving me, like...
I beg to differ.
kind
I
of
thought you had a lot of room to hide stuff there.
Oh, you.
Yeah, you're...
You know what you should have done, Denny? You should have looked at him when he was done and went, I've had better.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I mean, the TSA is hurting me.
Yeah, so, like, but the guy was being penis-y, like, the guy was, like, got a flag. He was like, I, like, yawned, and he was all, like... I don't know, like, all of a sudden now, like, they're, like, Mr. Detective, like, they're they think I'm up to something. He's all like, oh, you're tired, huh? Like, but it was very, like, he was very inquisitive, like, just like, oh, yeah, where you coming from? We doing with this and that, yada, yada. I'm just like, dude, just fucking look through my shit, man, all right, and let me go, man. I came down to Florida to have a fucking coke and hookers binge, doesn't fucking matter what I'm doing.
Even if you did, that's an all-American thing to do.
Yeah, see what I have, see that I don't have anything. And I told him, like, is there a reason? Like, like, he was a little at first, but then he was cool. We were fine. Like, we were talking about wrestling, and we were laughing and joking and bullshitting. But, like, at first I'm just like, dude, so, like, why? Like, I was so pissed. I'm like, why am I, like, is there something suspicious in my bag or something? He's like, oh, they just get flagged randomly, sometimes.
I got flagged. It's actually funny, coming to Orlando, or going to Orlando, I should say. I got flagged, and I also opted out, and they didn't know what to do because they were like, he's an opt-out, and they're like, yeah, but he's got to check. We got to examine his bag in front of him, and they're like, what do we do first? And this apparently like completely threw them off their game.
Yeah,
so,
like their minds were blown. They don't know how to fucking. Yeah.
They're useless. Like they just put them in there, and they don't know how to do anything, and I hate them. And damn
the
it.
Guy said the other guy, the cooler guy said that when you have maybe like a lot of electronics like bunched together in a bag. It's hard to make out, like, what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So it'll get flagged. Right? No, I had my camera. Well, I took my, they're like, you empty all your pockets. You got to put your phone in your wallet gimmick and the little fucking gimmick.
Ranger score?
I usually throw them in my backpack, so, like, my wallet and my phone aren't just out for someone to grab because I don't fucking trust that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I throw them in the backpack. So I had, like, my phone, my PS Vita, and my camera all, like, kind of, like, in the same, like, area, bunched together. So when they see this, like, amalgamation of electronic shit, and the X-ray is like, well, I don't know what the fuck that is, and they can't fucking tell. It probably got flagged for that,
Well,
so
I hope
he has to go through all my shit.
I hope they get decommissioned and we never deal with them. If you ever fly to another country, that's like none of that's there. It's like you just walk in.
And never fly on fucking Frontier ever in your
or United.
I've flown Frontier and I've had no issues.
Frontier, Frontier's a fucking they scheme with the whole.
Do you guys know how to fly? I don't get it. Like, what? Why are you having such a terrible experience flying all the time? I don't understand.
First of all,
flying is like amazing. It's the easiest fucking thing. You go through the thing and you go on the plane and they take you off and you land. What's so difficult about this?
Matt rightfully so doesn't want to go through the fucking X-ray, which now I have the confidence to say fuck you next time because I was like being lazy, like whatever, let me go through the fucking thing.
You guys are being stupid.
Second of all, my shit got flagged, not my fucking problem, right? Not my fault. Third of all, Frontier did the bullshit where it's like every flight I've ever been on, you can bring on 2 carry-ons, something to put overhead and something to go under your seat, and it's fine. This shit was like you could take one thing and you're charged for the other thing, and it cost $40 to check it and $45 to bring it on. So it's like I might as well fucking check it.
I'm gonna defend Frontier here.
Oh boy.
Frontier is known for being a budget airline where if you have like nothing with you, that's why it's so cheap. Don't fly Frontier if you're bringing all shit with you.
I didn't fucking pick
That's your fault. That's your fault.
I'm gonna wrap up this whole flying conversation because we spent far too much time on it, and just say, use JetBlue, everybody. It's the best airline.
JetBlue on the way there was good money.
Irrefutable. JetBlue is the best. That's like their gimmick.
JetBlue on the way there, and it was no problem.
That's like their gimmick. They're like, we're the best, LOL.
Frontier's seats don't even fucking recline.
So
they're like barely padded too.
So Monday Night Raw, we got Finn Balor
What's the
on his first singles Monday Night Raw match since coming back from injury, and he got a concussion because Jinder Mahal whacked him in the head with a forearm. And
Good job, Jinder.
And it sucks, and I'm worried that he's going to be because this whole thing with Roman Reigns, whatever their plans are for him in the future, it has to come to a head where it's going to be him and Finn Balor because Finn Balor is like strapped to the rocket that is Finn Balor because he is your cash cow babyface if they want to go that route. I think that's irrefutable.
Which
And
Sean doesn't like.
that's fine, but that's the money match. Like I think
Not that I don't like it. I'm concerned that they're gonna push too hard, and that
oh
the
yeah,
fans might tire out.
that's entirely possible. But
And I also think it's a double standard.
but
That's a whole other story.
But we had a conversation about that like a year ago.
That's another story.
Yeah, that's actually
We
one of
deem that you were wrong.
I deemed that I'm not. So go ahead. But
But-
anyway,
But the problem is now, like, is he going to be perceived as injury prone? I certainly hope not, but it sucks that he's basically
Bad timing.
he's doing the Kevin Nash. He's like, hey, I'm back, and it's like, hey, I'm injured. It's like, oh boy.
yeah.
Hopefully it's not that
But
bad.
Kevin Nash injured his quad. He came back and re-injured the fucking quad. This was like just a bad break. Like, you know, the shoulder and everything's fine.
Yeah.
He's got a concussion. I mean, that's probably just a month. Like, he'll be gone for a month.
I hope it's. I
Did
hope
they
it's
actually
not
say he's gonna miss a lot of time?
I think they've actually. I think WWE has been hush about it. I think this has just been like rumors that have sprinkled out.
Because he can, a concussion, he can still like just be there and cut promos and segments, but he doesn't have to wrestle.
Yeah, he can make appearances.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me double check the .coms really quick and see if there's.
No,
anything.
the sheets just say there's no indication on how long right
All
now.
right, so hopefully
That he suffered a concussion.
Hey, it might not even be. It might not even be a thing. Like it might just be a rumor, and he'll be fine.
True, and I mean with a concussion, you never know. Like it always depends on how guys react to having a concussion too. I mean, some guys, it depends on it. Some guys might be back in a couple of days and there's no big deal. Other guys, it might just carry with them. So you never know.
Anyway.
There was another bit of news that I don't think that.
Oh wait, and I also wanted to throw in
Yeah.
here because this is how they revealed that Bray Wyatt was now
Oh,
on. Yeah, he pops on the screen and he makes his little and unfortunately, I don't see that. If I'm Finn Balor, I'd be like, dude, you lose all the fucking time, and I can turn into a demon, so you lose.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
dead, bro. It's so over.
I don't.
It's so dead.
I swear to God, they literally did the same thing to him that they did to Roman Reigns years ago, where they want to book him as like the strong, like major player, and then they kept fucking him up, so the crowd just was like, nah, we don't like him. And they did the same thing to Bray, except Bray is a heel, where they literally were like, we're gonna make him the strong heel. And I think we said this on the show, like, this might have been over a year ago. We said, like, these guys should be the two biggest guys in the company right now. Bray Wyatt should be, like, super heel, and Roman Reigns should be super babyface, and this should be like a feud for the ages. Like, this should be up there with Michaels
Dude,
and
oh my
Brett,
God.
Austin and Rock, and they just fucked it all up, and these
Yeah,
guys...
remember when they were feuding?
Yeah, but, and then it went...
And we said this. We said this, like, this could be a thing. They worked well together, and, like, they can feud. Roman could be heel, and Bray could be baby, and with those going that way, and they could do this for a while. Totally dead.
Right.
In the water.
Right.
And the ridiculous thing is that Bryan had to come out and explain on SmackDown that, yeah, Bray is still the #1 contender to our title, even though he's on Raw, so our title is going to be defended at the Raw pay-per-view. And that, like, what?
Yeah.
Now that match is on the Raw
Well, you know why that's happening, right?
Why?
Because the Raw title's not going to be defended on the Raw pay-per-view.
There you
No
go.
fucking shit, Matthew. Bravo. Bullshit. I fucking hate this shit.
Gee, if only they hadn't booked this in a way where a guy who's never on TV would be Universal Champion.
You know what?
I'd rather Roman be the guy.
If the plan is ultimately for there to be a Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns rematch in which Roman Reigns goes over and finally conquers Brock Lesnar, I want him to do it in like the next week and a half tops. And I want Roman Reigns.
To SummerSlam. That's sad.
Like well, the rumors it's going to be next WrestleMania. They're not even going to. They're
Get
going
the fuck out of
That's
here.
the rumor.
So
that's
what
the
you're
rumor.
trying is what you're trying to tell me that Lesnar is going to be champion until next year's WrestleMania?
Apparently, that's the rumor.
That's not happening. I'm selling that hard.
Well, you know
Hard
what?
sell.
I'd say don't
Hard
watch
sell.
Raw, but then you
Yeah,
know we got a show to do.
Don't watch Raw. Yeah, don't watch Raw, everybody.
Hard
Watch
sell
Raw.
on that.
If you're gonna watch Raw, hold on. Anyone within the sound of my motherfucking voice, all right? If you're gonna watch Raw, don't watch Raw.
Fly to
on
London.
television. Yeah, don't watch Raw live on the USA Network. Do not give these motherfuckers a rating. Please do everything in your power to let the ratings plummet. So they're like, well, fuck, we can't just put the title on a fucking ghost.
Like, it made way more sense when they had one show and it was like, well, this is the only champion, so like he's not here. But when you have
the
a
ratings, the ratings are an interesting thing because all we hear is that for a million years now is how much Vince loves ratings, but the fact remains that the ratings have been plummeting since like the Attitude Era,
right,
and they haven't changed a damn thing about what they want to do. So at the end of the day, the ratings actually don't really matter to what they're going to want to do.
They
and
do.
What the product they put out.
They
That's
do,
the
Mike.
problem.
They use DVR. They call them +3s, I believe.
So, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like Vince doesn't go, "Oh man, the ratings suck. I got to change something." He goes, "Oh man, the ratings suck." Period. And
Why don't these people get it?
Yeah, like that's it. So it doesn't matter. Like they're gonna do whatever they want to do.
It's but I think if it really because if the ratings at least shift and the SmackDown is just literally the A show via ratings for a while, they'll go, oh yeah, people like having a champion that's on the show. That makes sense. We should do that. Just a thought. I just realized you're wearing Sean. You're wearing a Mark Messier jersey.
I am wearing.
I know what that is because I watched hockey 23 years ago.
The captain. Yeah.
That is the captain. That is the
I remember that whole
23
team,
years
like
ago, too.
Brian
Good call.
Leach and Alexei Kovalev and
He was my
Mike,
favorite.
Mike
He's the
Rick.
So
Number
anybody
27.
Anybody who's friends with me on anything or has Facebooked me or whatever and is wondering why I have 27 at the end of everything, it's because of 10-year-old Sean Alexei Kovalev.
That's
was his
amazing.
favorite player.
And I know what that is. I actually know what that is. Just like all of my knowledge of the NBA is from NBA Jam. So it's just that
I
like
still have this poster that I got in '94 or '95. It's frame poster. It's still like the one thing that I picture on my wall from my childhood that just goes with me still everywhere. And it's Messier, Leach, Adam Graves, Kovalev, and Richter, and it shows the New York skyline with the World Trade in the middle and the Stanley Cup saying 1994 Stanley Cup champions.
Sean, you'll appreciate this. We used to in my neighborhood, we used to drive by this like church, and it said on it like big print, "Jesus saves," and my father would go, "So does Richter."
Yes, yes, wonderful.
I love
man.
it.
Wonderful
I love
man.
it.
I make fun of wrestling fans for a second. I see something in the sheets where someone on Instagram posted a picture, and the caption goes, "When you get the shining stars for Slater and Rhino," and it's a picture of Trump saying, "This has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever." And I'm just thinking, the fucking New Day is coming to SmackDown.
Calm down.
What if they traded shining stars? What if they traded Slater and Rhino for the fucking New Day? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, they haven't done fuck all with Slater and Rhino in months now. So what difference does it make?
yeah, like they're so great. They haven't. Like,
I think
been
we've
on
seen the Shining Stars on Raw more than we've seen Slater and Rhino on SmackDown. Actually,
Yeah, there you
in the
go.
last
Yeah.
couple months.
There you go. The Shining Stars came out and put some work on somebody.
Don't make me put
Yeah,
some pain on you.
Come get this work. As Xavier Woods said on Raw.
Yeah.
Come get this work.
So yeah, what other notable things happened on SmackDown and Raw?
Yeah, this is usually where I kind of run down both shows if I had notes, but I don't have any.
Well,
so.
I mean, there's a newsworthy thing on SmackDown that I don't think we really, jumped into last week. I think it's official now that Mauro Ranallo is gone.
Yes.
And he flat out said it. I mean, I don't know if he flat out said it, but pretty much because JBL's a dickhead to him, and he has like.
Can we shine some more light on JBL being an asshole?
That's what I'm saying.
Did you see
like,
the sign?
he-
There was a sign in the audience. JBL
got
bullied
thrown
me,
out.
and he got thrown out.
He got thrown out. Yeah.
Wow.
JBL probably could have a good future in customer service at United Airlines.
Yeah.
I'll be flying United Airlines in like 2 weeks.
Oh
too.
God, Sean, please.
And he cheered
Oh,
for it.
brother, take me out. Give me all that money, please. Let me
JBL
get
money?
dragged out of there.
Oh yeah, that United thing, dude. We were talking about that at work, man. That's a fucking lawsuit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that
That's
guy's gonna
money.
own the airline. That guy's gonna
Apparently-
own planes at that point.
Apparently, this is just I don't know where I saw the stat, but they were touting that they lost. Well, not touting, but they were saying that United lost $800 thousand.
It actually it went to $1 billion ultimately, which
$1 billion?
yeah, unfortunately for them, it's
a jump.
it's somewhat of a drop in the bucket for them because the company was worth $22 billion and change, and now it's only $21 billion and change. So like, I mean, it's a big hit, but it's not like, you know, if they were worth like $3 billion, it would be like way more. But it's, you know, it's something significant.
I'm never gonna fly United. I've flown with them. It was okay. I know I've heard stories about, you know, shit with the luggage. And
I see
like
wrestlers tweeting them like all the time, saying, "Hey, you guys lost my luggage. Where is it?"
Miz said 3 times.
Yeah, I know people that have lost their luggage multiple times.
So do I. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same person. And it's fucking. I flew with them to Cali. I had no issues. I actually liked the flight. It was like one of the more enjoyable flights I've ever had. But like, yeah, whatever. That's bullshit. There's no fucking reason why. And it was for like one of their own employees. Oh, we overbooked and our employee needs a seat. Like, well, your employee needs to fucking arrange something else with your company,
right,
to get where he's going. You know what I mean? Like, I paid for this ticket. I got somewhere to go. And you're gonna fucking you put your hands on me? Like I did something illegal? Like you're gonna get like the Chicago police to fucking physically remove me and like injure? Fuck that. That's money, bro. That's fucking money.
Oh yeah, that guy's gonna make him bank. Like, please let that be me in a couple weeks. I'll be more than thrilled to take that money.
Well, you know what to do now.
Come get this work.
If they try to throw you off the plane and say we need this for an employee, just be like, nope.
No. They said it, and no one volunteered, and they randomly selected the Asian guy.
Well, guy who's least likely
apparently, there was some. At least I read this somewhere. I don't know how accurate it is. That the 4 seats they picked were the people that paid the least amount of money to be on that flight.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So I'm sure it was random.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's once again here. It's classist, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the poor guy. You know, if anything, take the guy who paid the most money. Where it's like he's well-to-do. He can handle this, you know. He can rearrange some shit. Yeah. I don't know. But then again, no one should be thrown off that shit.
Yeah. Throw the fucking pilot off. Just let the plane go up. let somebody else just fly it. The Asian guy should have flown.
Now your employee sits in the fucking toilet, bro. Fuck you, you know?
Yeah. So we talked about Raw. Talked about the best segment on Raw. We talked about the shakeup of Raw.
Yeah, I don't know how it can ever get better than that. Like, can there ever be a backstage brawl segment? Well, it's a one-sided brawl.
I mean, it's like the one thing that woke the crowd up because they were sitting on their hands for the rest of the show. And
because the show sucked.
Well, I mean, it wasn't great, but
it wasn't good.
But I mean, there were some nice surprises in there that you had these guys, you know, coming from SmackDown, just showing up on Raw. It was pretty cool. Like Alexa Bliss was a nice surprise.
And Jericho came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After being beat up.
Now on SmackDown, Jinder Mahal had another match, this time with Mojo Rawley, and they basically just redid what they did at WrestleMania, where Gronk gets involved. Yeah. But the thing that stuck out to me the most about this, and they actually, I actually wrote it down as a note, and then they mentioned it on Talking Smack.
I know what you're going to say.
Mojo Rawley jumps over the barricade into his buddies, you know, Gronk and company, and he just flies over it with such ease.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
And they happened to be there to catch him. Like, if they weren't there, he would have just died. He would have just, hit the concrete and died. And
Mojo Rawley's a bad wrestler.
But then, well, no, this had nothing to do with wrestling.
No, this was after the match.
This was like a super impressive display of athleticism. And then they actually commented on it on Talking Smack, talking about how great it was. And then Daniel Bryan went into a story about how he was training with Mojo Rawley before WrestleMania, and he did a 60-inch box jump, that's 5 feet. The guy did a fucking box jump.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's nice, but it doesn't change the fact that he just got awful in the ring. Did you see when he tried to run the ropes and he ran into the referee, into Charles Robinson?
Maybe the referee was in the wrong place.
No, definitely. It was so awkward looking.
Charles Robinson is not in the fucking wrong place. You're talking about like a 20-year vet.
Mojo Rawley's in the wrong business. That's the problem.
Yeah, Mojo Rawley should be flipping my goddamn burgers, which I don't even buy.
That's a little harsh.
No, I didn't see that, Mike. What are they speculating? What Rollins' new finisher might be?
What?
Mike says that yes, we saw in the sheets they were talking about Rollins getting a new finisher.
I don't see any of that in the sheets.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that like a year ago though when he first came back from injury that that his his knee couldn't take the impact of a pedigree over and over again. They were going to try to find something else for him, but
he shouldn't do the fucking pedigree because that's not his fucking finisher.
Well, it is, and he's been using it for a long time now.
No, but it's not like you take some shit that no one's using or a forgotten move. It's fucking Triple H's finisher. He's like one of the most well-known wrestlers in the company's history.
Yeah, but he uses one match a year though.
Right, but it served the purpose for the story of the protege, but now that story's over, right? So it's time to move on.
Mike John's saying he did a flying knee thing at someone, but he's used that in the past. He used that a lot during his matches. And I remember that when he was in the beginning stages of the Shield, that kind of was his finisher, that flying knee off the ropes.
It's one of those that that you start out with the finisher and then becomes the signature because it's weak and you need something better. Yeah. That's one of those.
What else happened? I mean,
because
T.J. Perkins.
T.J. Perkins is a heel.
T.J. Perkins turned heel.
Yeah.
And people chanted,
"You still suck." Although I thought that could just be heat, though. That wasn't like that was actually
no. People just don't like T.J. Perkins.
That wasn't heat. That was they would boo if it was heat. They said, "You still suck." Like, okay, yeah, you turn heel, but we still don't like you. Like that's what.
Yeah, he's just got that. His whole look is just this total fuckboy douche look that I think just turns a lot of people off.
I love TJP, but he does look like a geek.
That's the thing. It's he just, he's great in the ring, and I'm sure he's fine in real life as a human being. But that whole look is just, it really is off-putting. That guy needs to be a heel. He really does.
Well, he is now.
Now
hopefully what they'll do.
Elias Sampson showed his face also during a
he drifted.
He drifted onto Raw.
I'm super happy about this.
Now I hated Sampson like most people did, but I've grown to really love Elias Sampson. He's great.
If they give him, if they don't do the typical main roster thing, and especially on fucking Raw because the writers are fucking awful. If they don't just strip all his gimmick away and make him a guy, which he will be in a year, probably less. But if they just keep him as a character like that, I don't know what else they can do.
I want more Elias Sampson concerts before his matches. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I want more concerts.
Yeah, do stuff like that. That sets you apart. That it gives you a gimmick. Don't be like Bayley and Sasha, who are just fucking, we're just so happy to be here, baby faces. We made history.
People started booing that on Raw, too. Especially when Alexa Bliss came out, and she was like, I'm going to break up whatever the hell this thing is.
And they popped, and she was like, I don't need your approval, but they popped. Because they're sick of it.
And that's a good heel right there.
This is why Sasha needs to turn.
I actually was thinking at that moment that this was going to be probably the Sasha heel turn, and then I said, how great would it be if Bayley turned heel right now? How unexpected and crazy would that be?
I said that even when she was down in NXT. I can't wait for the day that Bayley turns heel.
Bayley's she's like what's his face?
I don't know.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It's kind of like. I don't know. I don't think she'll ever be heel in her career.
That's the problem, is that you kind of look at her, and you look at her in real life, too, whenever they do those shoots, and it's I don't know if she has it in her to be a heel.
See,
I just don't think she could be a heel.
She's somebody I would love to see them slap, an Emelina-type gimmick on, where she just gets, super, super, prissy and, flattens, irons her hair, and it's all flat and perfect, and she comes out all dolled up, and she's like, I'm a diva, honey. Fuck you.
They need to do. I know they've done this in NXT, but they need to do another version of a Mean Girls stable, like the Plastics or something.
And yeah, Mike, the Snickers commercial was great when she's using hug instead of fuck.
Yes, yeah, that was.
Hug you.
That's good. You just brought. That's a good idea you had a second ago though. I'm the diva, whatever. That needs to be a gimmick for somebody.
Well, that was going to be what that was what Emelina's gimmick was going to be. That she was the anti. Huh?
They need to have somebody that would be such a heel gimmick of this women's revolution is stupid. Bring back the Divas title, something like that,
Oh, someone who's totally just oh no, oh damn, you know what? That's too far. I was gonna say if she was oh no, we're just women, we're just divas, you would think that people will have a problem with that, trying to set it back. But if that's the gimmick, if that's and all the baby faces are no, we're more than that, whatever, that could work.
I mean, it would. I also think that was partly what they were going to do with Eva Marie, was that she was going to be this throwbacky, anti, forward-thinking like women's division. She was going to be like, no, I'm a diva. I like my diva makeup and my diva clothes. And
I think her gimmick was that she couldn't
Diva
wrestle. And
titties.
she was just getting out of wrestling all the time,
well,
which was not more so a shoot than a gimmick.
yeah, but it was great.
And
I don't
now
know.
she's just out of wrestling.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's always the funny shit about, like, if they did that and everybody gets triggered because that's what happens now in 2017. But that it reminds me of, like, remember the Bob Costas interview with Vince, the little shithead, and he was saying like, oh, you gotta. Well, I'm doing Vince's voice. Costas is like, oh, you got this girl here and you got her barking like a dog and you're doing all this shit and you're demeaning women and blah 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 and this and that. And Vince was just like, it's a storyline. Maybe I'm gonna get my comeuppance, huh? Don't you think? For a sec, like he just like made him feel really stupid.
Which is actually what happened in that segment. In that very,
Yeah,
remember The Rock came out and called him a sick freak, and that was great. And The Rock beat him up.
Yeah, so it's just like people gotta not get offended. Where it's like, this is. Do you get offended when you go to a movie and like it's a movie like a murder mystery or something, and they're trying to catch this serial murderer or rapist, and it's like, oh, I'm triggered. He raped a woman in there. That's the meaning. It's like, no, they're gonna get him in the end. You know.
Yeah,
He's a piece of shit. Yeah, but they're gonna get him. The good guys are gonna win. The people who are on your side, they're gonna get him.
Get him.
So the women that would be on the women's side for women empowerment, they're gonna get the asshole lady for being the asshole lady. I can see Sean just looking at me. He just gave me the look. He wasn't even. You can't even see me.
It looks the way you should be.
Yeah, I just see you gave me like the squinty eyes.
Yeah, there's a picture, Denny Sky picture, by the way, for those who aren't watching Facebook Live. It's him driving with his earbuds in because he's on his phone. Because nobody's there to tell him to put his phone. He clearly he's holding his phone up at face level while driving.
I'm
too.
an excellent driver, so I don't know. Here.
Not only that, the sun's in your eye too in this photo.
Terrible.
Yeah, awful. Put your phone down.
Now, Sean, you initially didn't think you were going to be doing the show tonight. Do you have any buy or sells?
I came up with a couple on the fly as we were kind of doing the show, so we can do a quick segment.
I would love to do a quick buy or sell. Hang on.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Okay.
It'll never get old.
Man, now I want
All
to
right,
hear
well-
the song, man. God damn it.
So, since you mentioned the Shield earlier, buy or sell, the Shield reunite for an on-screen match in 2017.
I'll buy
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
for a TV match, why wouldn't you do that if they're all babyface on Raw?
I guess
What
it's kind of
if-
like, do they stay all babyface?
What if that's the setup for?
I was going to say, like, what if that's where Roman Reigns actually turns heel? Is like he betrays.
Oh, I was gonna say Dean, but yeah,
Yes. I would love that.
Roman just after just all this shit, and then after that match, Roman just like they're gonna give Roman the hot tag, and he does the old classic, just hops off the ring apron. And it's just like, fuck you guys, fuck this shit. I don't need you fucking guys.
And then he runs up the ramp out of the arena and kills a bus full of children.
And then Strowman rolls up to, I'm not through with you yet.
A year later.
Dude, that is the single funniest. Like, I never laughed so hard at WWE in my entire life.
That needs to be like your text message sound or something. I'm not through with you yet.
I'm trying to think. It reminds me of something from a movie or show, and I'm like, I gotta think of it. But just,
I'm telling you, it's Norm Macdonald. I'm still here.
right.
Right,
But
right.
I've never seen that, so it's something else.
Did you ever
that
watch? You ever watch Conan O'Brien where they had good triumph over evil and it's an angel and he shoots the devil?
Yeah.
And then I'm not finished yet. And he gets like really violent. It was this really weird segment. Kind of reminded me of that.
Rangers empty net goal. We're up 2-0 with a minute left.
All right.
Yeah, gonna shut him out. You both bought that, and here's another one now. Clearly the Hardys are not doing the broken gimmick. I mean, Matt still
Yet.
kind of shows remnants of it.
He
during
did
the
a
matches.
he does like one delete at every match. You could delete.
Oh well, that's his new. So that's his new kind of like pose in a way. Like he does he combines like three different things. He combines like the Hardy Boys hand thing.
Yeah.
The old school like Matt like version 2 thing.
V1,
And then at
version
the end
2.
there's a delete.
Yeah.
V1. I'm sorry, V1.
V1.
And then at the end of there's the right swipe delete.
Yeah, it's like he comes up with the hands out, like the ha 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 yes, with the hands out, and then like a delete, and then like a Hardy Boys, like a V1, goes up, and it's just a whole amalgamation.
So
He has a giant chain of just hand signals.
are we, by the way, like, I'm gonna start marking out the moment he suffers any kind of serious head trauma. Like the moment they do any angle where like the revival like does something dastardly to his head, and they like I'm gonna be like, it's happening, and it's probably not, but I hope.
Apparently, it's like all good to go, like for the gimmick.
I heard
Like,
that before
they got
WrestleMania, even though.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just kind of keeping it on the chill ski so they could do their own version of it. But he did tweet out like, "Oh, coming back to WWE has calmed down his condition."
Yeah, so like that's why at the moment like he's not going to do the broken.
Sean, did you see this afternoon before I went to sleep the stream of Matt Broken Hardy related pictures that we all started posting in the
Yeah, I
group?
started that. I started doing that.
They Steve-O gave you the credit for starting it, and I don't know if you saw like we all just went crazy on it. Like
I saw a couple of them. I didn't see all of them yet.
Craig posted like a picture of a dilapidated boat. I posted the poster to the Sandra Bullock movie Premonition. I put a broken iPhone and said, "Look at this broken condition." A bunch of things.
That's great. Yeah.
The album cover to Fear Factory's obsolete.
Yeah, this is great. I got to go through all these, but like, yeah, I'm at work and I'm like literally deleting something, and it's hilarious how it words it because it says like this batch transfer number has been, and in all cap, it's the only thing capitalized. In all capital letters, deleted.
That was great.
I was dying.
Steve-O put a thing that he underlined the word obsolete in a paragraph here.
Yeah. It's
And-
all good. It's such a great gimmick. They need to bring it on TV. Anyway, the reason why I brought this up is we're still in buy or sell. They haven't cut any promos yet, which is interesting, on Raw.
Right.
So, this is obviously got to be by design.
Probably formulating a strategy here.
So maybe I might be a little early on this, but over under the Hardys cut a promo on Raw, of course, or on TV. Over under is April 23rd. Now that's 2 Raws from now. So we have this, I guess, the 17th and the 23rd.
2 Raws from now.
Any type like backstage
But
segment,
promo?
Ian's ring promo.
I would
anything
buy that.
counts.
Yeah.
They gotta speak. They gotta speak next week. They've been back and they haven't spoke on the mic in 2 Raws since Mania. It's got to be next week. I gotta say under.
Oh yeah, I wrote by under is the correct answer. Yeah, so we're both going under. Yeah, it's interesting. I would. They have to.
I'll go under.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the only thing.
Even though I
got,
said
so
buy. All right, that's it for buy or sell. That's all you got.
That's why I wrote buy. Because you're like, oh, buy it. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, buy.
Mike Johnson screen capped a news alert on his phone that says Trump reverses position, says NATO is, quote, no longer obsolete, end quote.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
But Dan Mallet brings up a good point though, and they've been doing this since like WrestleMania. Anytime that Matt kind of goes for the delete chant at the for the crowd,
They cut away
the
quickly.
camera cuts away like right away.
But he's
I
only
wonder if that's
been doing it
or
once
that's
though.
fine,
He has he he doesn't sustain it. He just kind of does it quickly, and it's like, okay, there it is.
It
He
might be
does it
just
quickly,
the
but they
timing
cut
of-
away like right at that moment. Like
It might
on
be the
Raw
timing
too,
of the
even
cut.
after the match, he did the delete, but then they cut away. So
Yeah, it's suspicious.
very suspicious.
One more shout out. Clearly, there's gonna be a picture of a Ford Expedition. I like
Of
that.
gold?
He's like,
Is it of gold?
yes, it is gold. It is gold. I didn't.
By the way, folks, what Denny and Sean are talking about is our Facebook group. That's facebook.com/group/doing the job. And
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of requests for the group lately.
yeah,
Since WrestleMania in these last 2 weeks, especially this last week, I've approved a lot of people. Now, a lot of them looked dubious, right?
right.
With many Facebook groups, and typically that means you're in a million groups and you're fucking soliciting something or whatever. But every person suspicious. I don't think I ever said that, but
Yeah, whatever. It seems like it goes.
Every person that I checked that looked suspicious, they had like a wrestling profile picture or wrestling pictures, or like their post, showed the fact that they were a wrestling fan. So, hey, Matt, maybe the gimmicks got out there.
Maybe.
The gimmicks worked, brother.
I hope so. How many of those did you end up giving away?
I not as much as you, but I gave away a little chunk. Definitely not a lot. It was more so like if I ended up like speaking to someone, like I didn't just like do the random like here you go. I just like if I talked to anyone, I was like here is my podcast. Check it out. You know.
Yep.
That's how I do business.
I gave all of mine out except for like 7. I've got them right here. My
Good,
list.
man.
Figured I'd save you.
Those last 7 people.
You know,
roughly, yeah.
so I actually I think I posted on the group. I ran into the 2 Adams from What Culture at a bar.
God damn it, bro. I'm so jealous.
And then at Raw, I ran into Jason Solomonster from the Solomonster Sounds Off.
Yeah, it's your guy.
He's awesome. He's great.
Yeah, he's a good brother.
He's a good brother.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of good brothering going on. You know. Don't roll your fucking eyes at me, Sean. You know you're on camera.
I know. I gotta get used to this now. This is the first time we're doing this gimmick, and now you can see when I roll my eyes at you.
Yeah.
All right, now
New over under is how many times I generally roll my eyes at Denny during an episode of doing the job. Over under is like 17.
I buy like an external gimmick. I could buy one, right?
Yeah, you can buy an external gimmick.
Yeah, we sell them at my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me one of those. Steal one.
That's not how it works.
How much are they?
Trying to get me fired on doing the job.
How much are the gimmicks?
I don't know. They're gimmicks. I don't know. $30, $40, $50. Depends what kind of quality.
We'll get a good one.
The-
If you're gonna
You're
go
the general
hard, brother.
manager, owner.
I'm not.
Or
I am not the general manager or owner.
you're the general manager / commissioner. You're the Stephanie McMahon of Staples.
Yes.
You need to fucking get me one of those gimmicks.
Sure, I'll get you a gimmick.
Yeah, I need a new gimmick.
All right.
Because I feel left out. Even though like I see Sean, but I see Matt's stupid picture from like a million years ago. Still picture.
It wasn't a million years ago, brother.
It's like you got Skype and you put that picture there and it hasn't changed.
4 years ago.
I don't know.
It's me yelling into the mic with the Daniel Bryan shirt on.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's great. It's wrestling related.
Brian
Anyway, Owen Hart has left the building. Buy or sells over.
It's like we're talking with
you
this
have
segment.
so.
You have no nuggets, right?
He's got no nuggets.
Hold on, let me see. If
No,
I
I mean, I've
think
got
I might
to.
have wrote something down.
Like I told you, I mean, look, there's always a full page of notes, but I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. Hold on, wait. I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
Nice, and people can see that. Oh, Mike, it's not the same 10 people commenting usually. We got a good array of people.
Mike, stop being a cunt.
Yeah, Mike.
cunt.
What a fucking cunt.
Way to bury the show, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's 10 people.
Why is he? Yeah. Where's your show?
You know what, Mike?
Mike?
You just made the list.
Mike.
Sean, put him on the list. Write blank
No,
space.
but-
Write his name.
So, can you start a list? Number 1, Michael Johnson.
Michael.
Michael, you just made the list.
Can you see that? I can't see because I'm blocking my own camera.
I can see it. Yeah.
Mike Johnson, you're on the list.
We'll cut off your Johnson.
Well, Denny will
Mike
do that part.
Has no Johnson. That's his middle name.
Yeah,
Johnson.
Dickless.
Terrible.
Dickless over here shut down the containment unit.
What?
Yes, this man has no dick.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking Ghostbusters.
I didn't hear the beginning of it, so I was very confused.
I probably said it wrong.
Yeah. No, I think
This
it's
show's off the rails. So, anyway.
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
mass hysteria.
That's
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for the week of wrestling. I mean, nothing. What else happened? We had a shakeup.
Oh, JB, we kind of got sidetracked on JBL being a dickhead.
Oh yeah, we need to continue that. JBL is awful. He for so long this has been out there that he's such a bully. And I mean, I know that I think that people throw around the word bully way too often. But this guy is a legitimate, honest.
Well, he's done like fucked up shit to people. Like he's done done messed up, kind of like beyond comfort zone things backstage.
Like really
He's
bad.
just not a
Rich.
good human being, honestly. I don't know how this guy. Well, why this guy still has a job. And not only that, not only is he not a good human being, but he sucks at his job too. So it's like, if he should be fired for anything, just
Why?
pick a thing. Pick a thing. Get him off television.
Like, really bad ribs, like like gluing people's penises to other people's asses or whatever. Like I don't know what it is exactly.
Didn't he steal someone's
Is that
passport?
an actual thing?
I don't know.
Because I'd believe it if you said it was.
He does. He like
Probably like
he actually jacked somebody's passport and screwed him over pretty bad. I think.
See, that's fucked up. That's that's beyond a rib. That's like really like
Right.
That's fucked, man.
And,
that's
yeah.
like I will fucking sue you, man. Like you stole like a legal document from me. That's
Yeah,
like,
if you thought United Airlines was bad.
And he didn't do the thing with the You know, he obviously got a shot in the face from Joey Styles because he was fucking with him. Yeah, Justin Roberts too. It was Justin Roberts' passport,
Justin
Mike.
Roberts, yeah. Yes,
Okay.
Justin Roberts' passport.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Styles fucking knocked him, like cracked him, like knocked him out.
Well, like any good bully, like you pick on people smaller than you, and then they knock you the fuck out, and you leave them alone after that.
But supposedly from like everyone that said it was like kind of like 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 a lucky shot, like he caught him, but like JBL would typically beat the fucking piss out of him, which I believe. But like, hey, he still got to come up, you know.
Yeah. Well, bullies don't usually pick on you like if you're gonna have like a fight of any. They kind of just want to pick on people that aren't gonna fuck with you back.
No.
So like
No, it's like anyone who's ever fucking picked on me because I was a little shit, you know, growing up. So
yeah.
You are a little shit.
yeah, it's not much to change really.
Well, they didn't have Columbine when JBL was in school, or otherwise maybe there'd be no JBL right now.
Maybe yeah. Jesus fuck.
All right, I'm swinging for the fences. I know. Anyway, that's all. That's all of wrestling. Even with a shakeup, I mean, what are we excited about? Certain matches that are going to take place sometime in the near future. I mean, I do want to see a Sami Zayn AJ Styles 1-on-1 match.
Yeah. Could we call the show JBL should be from Columbine?
I thought we were calling it Bush League.
Oh yeah, Bush League. Yeah.
We are.
I mean, Styles Nakamura is obvious.
And do you also think we're going to get Nakamura Zayn in a main roster rematch?
Yes, of course.
Now, what matchups are we excited about, if any, on Raw with the new shake-up situation here?
Nothing.
I mean, like, mine are contingent on things happening, like people turning face and heel.
Right.
Which is changing alignment. So, like I said earlier, a heel Ambrose versus a face Rollins to kind of switch it back.
Oh my God! It just occurred to me. You know how like you keep talking about like Roman Reigns beating Undertaker and taking his powers?
Yes.
Well, what if that only triggers once you're dead to become the dead man, and fucking Braun Strowman just fucking killed.
Yeah. So now like
he just fucking
Oh
killed
my
Roman.
God.
like
And he comes back the dead man.
like he sits up in the hospital. And he's just dead Roman Reigns going forward.
It's like they come back next week in Raw. It's like, well, Roman's been in the hospital since, and he didn't make it. Passed away.
He just didn't make it.
And then just you hear the gong and Roman just like they actually played everyone's emotions like he's really dead.
And they bring out his casket for some reason, and they're like, "We actually have Roman Reigns' casket here," and he just, his hand comes out of it, smoke.
Oh my God!
The thing is, too, if this were '99, like this storyline would happen.
Well, didn't fucking the Boss Man like drag Big Show's dad's casket with him hanging on it?
He
like,
did, yes.
Yeah.
They fucking actually did that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they can't do that in 2017.
And then,
I mean, obviously, it's actual. Dead
and then
casket,
if they want to keep Undertaker relevant still, they can make him the new Paul Bearer. Like he comes out with the urn and like.
Wow.
I don't think Undertaker would sully his gimmick or image by doing that.
But he wouldn't be like comical.
He sold his entire career the last 5 years.
Yeah,
You shut the fuck up, Sean. Don't even
Really
start.
has. He really has.
I'm not happy with the last couple manias that he did, and I was over it a couple years ago. But like, you are just disrespectful, like flagrantly.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's as bad as Sean says, but I think once he went out at 30 and the streak was over, they could have just stopped it there. He certainly didn't need to have that match with Bray Wyatt and win. That did Bray Wyatt.
No, yeah, that was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. I mean, like I wish it was 28. That was like the perfect moment, but we wouldn't have 29, which made 29 have something to
Literally,
watch.
29 is a one-match show, and that's the one match.
I know,
Yeah.
so it's really such a conundrum.
Like, it's hard for me because obviously I'm biased and I hate those two Triple H matches. I think they're awful.
They're not awful.
I really wish that 26 was just the last match for him.
Which is actually really funny
wish.
because as somebody that really does not like Triple H, I thought that those two matches were very entertaining.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the show a lot. Like, if you want to say that the first match with Triple H was good, then that's fine with me. But the second match was just a rehashment of the same match. They just added Steele and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they gimmicked up.
It
They doubled down, but it was still entertaining. I mean, we were there, so we were there.
We were there. It was great there,
Maybe live
and
it was
the
good.
story.
On TV, it was brutal.
Oh, I thought it was. I think it's even better on TV because you have the whole story and the.
I've never gone back.
And
I've never gone back and watched it. I've never gone back and watched any.
I rolled my eyes so many times during that match; it was ridiculous. Plus, not only that, a lot of people seem to believe a lot of points in that match that Undertaker was losing, and I guess I just never had that sense of disbelief. Like,
So
I didn't for one single solitary second.
The spot where he caught the super kick into the pedigree,
Right,
DX
and
special, we
and-
thought it was fucking
and
over.
for me,
And being
see,
that it
that's the
was
thing.
wait, and being that it was Triple H, I was like, oh my. Remember you were saying, oh my god, Triple H is gonna butt dad the fucking streak.
Yeah, that's it.
See, like, I'm glad that you guys had that sense of belief. For me, it was like the first thing I thought, I was like, wow, he's gonna kick out of that. Like, that's the first thing I thought.
Yeah, no, I was like,
I never for a second thought he was.
I think
ever
I might have
You have
actually.
to believe, Sean.
I was there with the SCC, and I think I might have actually clutched his hand and said, "Oh my God, what if this happens?" Hi, Michael Payne.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is it, isn't it?" Oh my God, like no, that was a
turned to
worrisome
Jordan.
moment.
I turned
Wow.
to Jordan and said, "Streak's over." I turned to Jordan. I'm like, "Streak's over. It's over."
See, that you guys are idiots. There's no way that streak was ending.
Yeah, because I'm
That's-
there and I'm watching wrestling and I'm buying into it, Sean. You fucking jaded piece of shit.
I'm too jaded, I guess.
I
What are you gonna do?
I
I'm
am.
jaded. We're all jaded a little bit, but like, especially I guess you got to be there.
You got
When
your
you're
mother's
there,
smile, but you're yesterday's
you're
child.
soaking it in.
I am very happy though that this WrestleMania seems to have gotten a lot of fans on the same page as me that Triple H is an overrated piece of shit and he's the biggest legend in his own mind, but he's actually not a draw whatsoever. And that
Thank God.
he's not going out there and having he hasn't had like even a 3-star match in a very long time, and he needs all these bells and whistles, and he gets the Metallica music in these packages, and he's just not delivering. And he can come out in a big Dragula tricycle, whatever the fuck that thing was, and it's just like it's over. I'm sorry, like you.
He's overrated, but he's not as bad as you make him out to be. I think.
I think
I don't know.
I think he's gotten.
I fall very in the middle. I defend him, but like.
But the
I
thing is,
totally
when he
get-
was
I
when he
get
was
all the
younger, I think it was you could make a case that he was like a draw and he was talented. But like I think now, like it's to the point where it's like, okay, why are you in this
He was
prominent
ever
role?
like a draw. People want to see him.
I would
get
dare
beat
say-
up.
I
I
would
don't-
dare-
I
I
don't
would
think
dare
he was
say-
a draw as a baby.
I
You know
would
what
dare
mean?
say he
Like,
was a draw, but like
he
not
didn't
a main
draw-
draw.
Him beating Chris Jericho at X8, that wasn't a draw. It wasn't. People didn't buy their ticket because to see fucking.
No, they
Triple
bought their
H.
ticket to see Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan in the Sky Dome.
By the way, that either or that somebody posted on the Facebook group the other day, it was either you sleep with was it Stephanie and they erase the Undertaker from history, or you sleep with Sasha Banks, but Hulk Hogan's the champion for the next like decade and a half.
From 93 to 20.
Matt is banging Sasha Banks all night long.
Yeah, it's like this. This is a win-win.
No. See, first of all, I would rather have sex with Stephanie, number one, just off the bat, like straight up natural, right? And then number two, as much as that would suck.
What do you
not
mean straight
ever
up
having
natural?
Undertaker,
She's the one with breast augmentation.
Bad choice of words, but I'm talking about without the added steps. I would just choose Stephanie without the added steps. And then number two, as bad as it would be to get rid of the Undertaker, if Hogan was champ from 93 to 2020, you'd erase a lot of guys from history. So
God,
I
can
think
you
have to
imagine?
sacrifice
Can
Undertaker.
you imagine how great the product would be?
No, that'd be awful. They'd be dead. They would have lost the Monday Night Wars.
No, it's
They
Hulk
would have
Hogan.
lost the Night Wars. They would have lost the Monday
Just
Night
picture
Wars.
all like, John Cena, just Hulk Hogan beat him.
No Austin, no Rock, no Foley.
Who needs him? You got Hogan.
They would have lost the Monday Night
In
Wars.
fairness, then WCW wouldn't have had Hogan either, though, to be an NWO.
Right. They would have beat the WWF with the rest of them. And actually, they would have been a better product because Hogan would have been holding everybody down.
That part's true.
It would be quite an interesting alternate timeline to see what would happen in WCW if they didn't have Hogan, like who they would try to build the company around and how it would go. 'Cause remember,
Talent.
they had all these guys. They had Steve Austin. They had all these fucking guys. Like
They had Steve Austin. They had Mick Foley. They had Triple H.
they did. They had Jean-Paul Levesque,
Yeah.
and before that, of course, he was terrorizing you.
If that's all, I can go to work. So
I
maybe we can wrap.
I think that's all. Why don't you start throwing out some
I've
plugs?
got
Oh,
a big bowl of
me.
ice cream that's waiting for me right now. So
It's probably melted.
Oh,
man.
I had Chunky Monkey for breakfast the other day.
I got not just one, but 2 fudge brownies sitting in these bags.
Oh,
right now.
man.
Well,
They're
you
so
can,
fresh that they had to put them in 2 separate bags so they wouldn't smear all over each other.
I mean, you can go to our website, djwrestling.com. You're not going to find any fucking fudge brownies, but you can find all the information that you need to either email us or email the show Ski. Leave a voice message Ski if you so desire.
I'm gonna do a mailbag. I
646
think this week.
Yeah, 646-820-3332. And, of course, man, all the outlets. TuneIn, iTunes, Speaker, Stitcher, Googly Play, or the Googs, as we call it.
And now Facebook Live.
Now Facebook Live, yeah, and I'll get a gimmick from Shawn Michaels Spurge, so you can see me and all my glorious gimmicks, and there'll be some good brothering going on.
It's much easier to interact with you guys than Facebook Live, because I can actually see your comments here, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
This should start to be a thing, I think.
Totally, yeah. And
it's a wonderful idea. It's delightful.
Tell us what you thought of the Facebook Live gimmick.
yeah, get some emails and voicemails in, because I want to do a mailbag, and it's way more fun when I have like 10 of those instead of like 3 of them.
Yeah, and if you're listening to the show anywhere in the fucking world, and you're not in the group, because now we have 1 million people jumping in the group, and it's fucking delightful.
Delightful.
Facebook.com/groups/doing the job. You need to join the group, and the conversation's lively. It's always popping, and it's a great gimmick, as I said. So there you go.
And they're good brothers in the group.
Good brothers. That's the other thing.
Yep.
That's the key. The good brothering.
Well then, for Denny Lugs and Shawn Mike Spurge, I am M2J, and we'll catch you next Wednesday. How about that?
God, you're still
Still doing it.